what's up? Today's video is about how to learn English. So, this is 6 ridiculously easy ways how to learn English. Today a lot of people want to learn English and they don't know how to do it. But there are also a lot of interesting and not very actually helpful video in the internet how you can learn English. Some people suggest you to learn grammar, some people suggest you to learn individual words. But if you want to learn the language, it's a secret. It's a secret. Listen to me carefully. You mustn't study grammar rules, you mustn't study individual words. Mustn't. Why you mustn't do this? Because if you will study all this grammar, all these grammar rules, after that your speech will be very slow. And if you study grammar rules after that, after a lot of years you try to speak the language. But when you try to speak the language, you come to the situation when you try to speak, but words do not flow out from your mouth. You just think and translate all the words, and you think about how to make all these correct sentences and how to say that and how to say all the sentences correct. But if you want to speak the language and if you want to learn the language and after that be able to communicate with people, to watch a lot of English videos, to understand all the native speakers, you absolutely must do all of our suggestions, all of my suggestions, how you can learn a language. So let's start. The first tip: do mini story lessons. Mini story lessons are the greatest way to learn any language. I actually can tell you that if you will go and learn by mini stories any language, you just go and learn any language with mini story lessons from zero, and after that you will improve your vocabulary, you will improve your grammar, you will improve your speech of the language. You will be able to speak after a lot of repetition of this mini story lessons. So, if you're zero at the language, just do the mini story lessons. You can find a lot of interesting and useful mini stories. Go to my Facile English group on Telegram and join us, and after that write me right there, and you get some great and helpful mini stories that will definitely help you to learn English. Thank you. Why do you need to do mini stories? Because mini story lessons, they are interesting. They're like stories for kids. They're so interesting. They're really interesting, and because of that you're so interested in that process. And after that, when you're so interested in the process of learning, of discovering this mini story, of translating it, and after that you try to understand it, what it means, what the story is, and this is the moment. This is the moment of your greatness, because when you try to understand this mini story, because it's so interesting, you want to understand what is the story about. And for example, this mini story is about a monkey. There is a monkey. Its name is Chichi. Chichi loves to play basketball. She plays basketball every day. One day Chichi finds a new friend. Her friend name is Bibi. Okay, let's her name will be Bibi. Okay, and so they after some time they go to the park and they play basketball together. Chichi and Bibi are very cheerful while they're playing basketball together. They really like it, and they do it every day, and after some time they go to the greatest sports team, to the greatest basketball team in their town. And after some time they train with some other monkeys, and after some time they become champions of the basketball. So Chichi and Bibi and their team of monkeys are very happy, and they're very famous right now, and they're really rich and really cheerful. So That was the mini story lessons. That was the mini story lesson. And so, after you listen or read this mini story lesson, and as you can see, it's really interesting. It's about the monkey. It's like a story for kids. And after that, for example, like all the kids, for example, in the US, learn English. They listen to the storybooks for children. Their parents tell them. They read them. Parents read a lot of story, a lot of interesting mini stories, a lot of interesting stories for kids, for their children, and after that they acquire new vocabulary words, these children, and new phrases and grammar. They learn grammar by listening to the mini stories, to the stories for kids, to these fairy tales. They're interesting. They're so interested in the process. They're really interested in the process, and because of that, listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. If you're so interested in the process, your progress will grow naturally, very fast. Your progress will be very fast because you're interested in the process. And when you're so interested in the process, interested in the process, for example, you read this mini story lesson about the monkey. You want to understand what is the mini story about. It's really interesting. I want to understand what this mini story about. And so, when you try to do this, you're interested in this mini story. You try to understand it. You want to understand it. That's the really reason why your progress will grow faster and faster. Okay, yeah. And so the main part of the mini stories, why they will help you to grow your English very fast, or any other language what you want to study. And so, when the main part of my speech now about mini stories are great because they're interesting, and when you're interested in the process of reading and understanding this mini story about the monkey, for example, that I overcame right now, and so you was interested. I think so, that you was interested in this mini story because it's about the monkey. It's funny, it's interesting. It's like fairy tale for kids, and all the kids are interested in fairy tales, right? And so, when you are interested in the process of the mini story in our way, so when you are interested, your progress grows very naturally and very fast. Very fast. Your progress just boom, and it's grow very fast. And when you're so interested in the mini story, your progress grows very naturally, like the kids do, like the kids progress with just listening to the fairy tales that their parents read to them every day. They learn English, for example, every day. They listen to the mini story every day. They listen to the different interesting fairy tales every day, and by that they acquire new words, they acquire new phrases, they acquire vocabulary, grammar, they acquire all the language by just listening to interesting materials. And so, what am I talking about now? Right now, I'm talking about that if you're zero in the language, start with mini story lessons. Start with mini story lessons if you want to learn any language. Right now, in our facile English group in Telegram, I do a lot of interesting mini stories on English language for people who are zero in the language. So, go to our facile English group if you want to learn English language. So, thank you. Go to our facile English group. There you can find a link to our Discord group, and there will be free great lessons from me. Just I give you a lot of different useful suggestions how to learn English, how to learn any language, how to do something with your language study to grow it faster, to grow your language ability faster, and etc. So, go to our Fast English group in Telegram, go to our, from our Fast English group in Telegram, go from it to our Discord group, join it, and after that, when for example 10 people will join our group, our Discord group, we'll start our lessons. And there I'll help you with your language study. Any language. You can study any language, but these suggestions will help you with any language, with learning any language. So, the first suggestion was to do mini-story lessons if you want to learn a language from zero. So, the second suggestion of our video. Listen to me very carefully, So, the second suggestion from our video today. Do not study grammar. Do not study grammar rules. Do not study grammar rules. They will kill your speech. They will kill your ability to communicate with other people. No studying grammar rules. Do not study grammar rules. Do not study grammar rules. You understood me? Do not study grammar rules because they will kill your speaking ability in your future. You won't be able to speak the language as native speakers do. So, how you can learn the language without cramming all these grammar rules, without studying very hard all these grammar rules? So, our schools, every school in the world just tell you, you must... Okay, I'm a teacher, I'm a school teacher, okay. Okay, students. Open your textbooks on the page 155 and read all this, grammar rule about past perfect, okay. Let's study it and just cram it, and after that we'll be taking test. And you must to have grades, yeah. And if you want to have great grades, in your test, you must to study all these grammar rules. You must to study all these grammar rules to have all your grades, all your good grades on your test. It's ridiculous. Do you understand me? It's ridiculous. Do not study grammar rules. 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 Do not study individual words. Do not do this stupid stuff. This is the wrong way to learn the language. Do you understand me right now? This is the wrong way to learn the language. You can hear me talking right now in English. I didn't study grammar rules, and I want study grammar rules in my future. I want never. I had been studying grammar rules. And when I did it, my speaking ability was really like this. My speaking ability was really bad. I couldn't speak English at all. You understand me? Understood? I couldn't speak English at all when I studied all these stupid grammar rules. So, if you want to learn the language and if you don't know how to do it, you think that you must do all this grammar exercises in your textbooks at school, in your language schools, etc. And you must study grammar rules for the test, etc. Yeah. Our schools are designed to make you stupid because they don't want you to learn any language. How many students right now, and some time ago, when the school existed and exists, how many students, right, actually go from school, graduate from school, and they have a great ability to speak the language that they study in school. I don't know those people. I don't know those people because I never met him. I never met them because there are no people like that, or there are a very very little percent of that people who really learned, who really understand, who really learned the language at school. And so, if you want to learn any language, Japanese, English, Portuguese, German, any language, just follow my advices. I want to help you. I want to help you with your language study. I want to help you with your language study. Just listen to my advices. Just listen to me and do right I say to you. Right how I say to you, okay? So, listen to me carefully. If you're zero at the language, the first suggestion of this video was do mini story lessons. If you want to learn any language, do mini story lessons. Mini story lessons will definitely help you to learn a language from zero. They will give you a lot of new vocabulary words. They will help you to grow your vocabulary, your phrases, your you will understand, you will start master the language with mini story lessons. And this is the really best way how you can start to learn the language from zero. If you're zero at the language, at English, but if you're watching right now this video, you're not zero at English. And so, if you want to study any other language, just do mini story lessons. Just do mini story lessons, because they will definitely help you to start to grow your vocabulary, to grow your grammar naturally by the natural way. So, and that's a suggestion for people who don't know a language that they want to learn. For example, I don't know great enough Japanese. I learn right now Japanese and I do it with mini story lessons. And I gradually improve my vocabulary and I gradually improve my grammar ability and I grow my language and I grow my Japanese language by the natural way how the kids in Japan do all the time. And so, after some time doing these mini story lessons in Japanese for me, for example, in Japanese language in my situation, for example, I will have the opportunity to go and watch some interesting videos in the YouTube in Japanese language, and after that I will have an opportunity to grow my language faster and faster. But if you want to grow your language from zero and you don't know a language at all that you want to learn, start with mini story lessons. If you're intermediate in the language, but okay, my second suggestion was in this video, do not study grammar and individual words. They will harm you, and they actually really harm your language ability. You won't master the language if you will study grammar rules and individual words. Just do mini story lessons and they will help you to grow your vocabulary, your grammar ability, and etc. And after that, when you will do all these mini stories for a long time, there are very many different mini stories about animals, about people, about all the interesting things in our world. There are like stories for kids, like I said earlier. It's really funny because in the start of this video I have so much energy, I had so much energy, but now I'm really so tired. I'm not so tired, but I'm a little tired. So, okay, my third suggestion for this video, after do not study grammar rules and after do not study individual words, will be, if you want to learn English, I will help you. If you want to learn any language, I will help you to do it. Just go to my Facile English group in Telegram, go from the group to our Discord group and join our lessons in our Discord group, and there I will help you with my suggestions how you can learn any language at all. From zero. So, go to my Facile English group in Telegram. From there you can go to our Discord group, and there you will have great help with your language study. So, go to these groups. I will help you with your language study. Thank you. And the third suggestion of this video that I told earlier in my videos, if you want to master the language and you follow my advices, you don't study grammar rules, you don't study individual words and phrases like all the teachers tell us in school, you need the greatest suggestions that I want to give you right now. When you follow all my advices, you don't study grammar rules, you don't study individual words, you just must to listen and listen and listen a lot of the language. For example, now I have 900 hours of English, and as you can see right now, I can speak English pretty great. Yeah, pretty good. My speaking ability is pretty good. But I learned English by the correct way even less than a year. I improved my speaking ability in less than a year by the correct way that I suggest you, that I want to give you, that I want you to follow my advices. Why I want you to follow my advices? Because I give you great and helpful and useful advices that will definitely help to grow your language ability. Any language ability. German, Japanese, French, English, any language. Just follow my advices. If you learn the language from zero, do mini-story lessons. You can find a lot of mini-story lessons in our Facile English group in Telegram. Write me right there in Telegram, and I'll send you some interesting mini-stories, and I'll send you additional information how to do it. And if you at least understand the language that you are learning, at least 50% of the video, for example, just listen a lot of the language. You must do a lot of input. You must do a lot of language input to have your great results with your English. And for example English, but you can learn any language, and all the suggestions will help you with your any language study. And so, when you already can understand some of the language, just listen a lot of the language. For example, I want to suggest you to do 1 hour a day, at least 1 hour a day. Do your language study, do your language listening for 1 hour a day, every day, without missing a day. Listen to the language 1 hour every day, without missing a day, for 1 year. At least 1 hour. You can do 1 hour, 2 hours. You can do 3 hours. You can do 4 hours. As much as you want to. At least you must follow that. Listen to me carefully. You must enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, do less hours. But you absolutely must enjoy the process of your language learning. And after that, when you enjoy the process, you have your great results, and your language ability grow naturally and really fast. So, follow all my advices, listen a lot of the language. Also, I suggest you to read a lot of the language, read all the interesting materials for you, read all the interesting books for you. Listen to a lot of the language. Do 80%. 80% of your language study is listening. Okay. and 20% of your spending on the language is reading, 80% listening, 20% reading. So follow my advices, and after that, when you actually follow all my advices, you do ministry lessons, you listen a lot of the language, you read a lot of the language, a lot of interesting books, you listen to a lot of interesting materials in YouTube, in the different podcasts, you listen to different podcasts, you listen to the very interesting people who you like. And when you do your language study every day, just do not study grammar rules, do not study individual words, just listen a lot, listen a lot, read a lot, just read a lot, listening 80% of your time, reading 20% of your time, and after that you will have great success with your language study. So, thank you for watching this video, I hope you like it. I try to give you all of my suggestions, all of my useful and truly great suggestions that I really wanted to give you. Just follow all these suggestions and you will have great results with your language study. Just do what I said to you, and after that you will have your great results. Just have consistency in your language study. Do your language study every day. Listen to the language every day for 1 hour or more, for 1 hour, or 2 hours, or 3 hours. Just the process must be pleasant for you. And if you're zero in the language, just do our ministry lessons. Go to our Facebook group and Telegram. Follow our group and write me right there. And I'll send you new ministry lessons for you to study with. And thank you for watching this video. Again, I hope you like it. See you soon. Do all of my suggestions. And take care. Bye bye. Bye bye. You absolutely must do correct to do. You